Okay, today, boys and girls, we're gonna finish up. We did the unboxing on all the brake parts for the 63 Mercury Meteor custom. I don't know if all of them had the custom badge or what, but anyway. Okay, so we have our fancy aluminum brackets, and this is the key part to the whole thing. Everything else is Mustang caliper, a rotor, everything else you could go to a parts store and buy. This is the key part to the whole kit. This is the mounting hardware. So what you do is they give you 4 3/8 by 24 thread fine thread bolts to put in. Their 9/16 wrench fits them. And 3 of them are short and one's the long one. The long one goes through back here where the steering arm is because the knuckle is actually thicker. Same width on all 3 of these, but this one, because of the webbing of the steering arm, it's actually thicker. So what we'll do is we'll take this, hold it up there just for a minute, shove that in, start the nut on the back, and then repeat the step 3 more times here. Shove it through. Grab the other 2 bolts. Get them all started. And we'll grab the ugga-dugga. It says you only tighten them down to like 40 foot-pounds or something. But that's like a 1/4 of an ugga-dugga. So, other side. Okay. That was just a 1/4 of an ugga-dugga, not a full ugga-dugga. Don't worry, just a 1/4. It's a calibrated ugga-dugga. There we go. Okay. Next, wipe the grease off the socket. Next, we're going to get the rotor. Okay, we got our rotor. We put our seal in, put the bearing in it. 1 or 2 dabs full of grease. And you'll feel the seal walk up on the back. Twist it a little bit. Never hurts to put a little grease on the seal when you put it on. Take the bearing, the smaller bearing, already pre-lubed before we got here. Shove it on. A little dab. Just a little dab will do you. All right. Then you have the funky washer that has the little indent. It only goes on one way. Goes on to hold up against the bearing. It's actually to keep the bearing from spinning against the nut. The old ones used to be a castle nut, but now they just give you a nut and a cheesy little Chinese washer keeper nut thing that the cotter pin holds. So you thread this on. Ooh, got a rough thread, rough thread. West Virginia socket set. This is the left and right hand version. Okay, when you get close, you start spinning the wheel. You feel you get a little drag on the bearings. You don't want it too tight, but you want to preload the bearings, back it off, roll it a little bit, preload it again, roll, give the bearings a chance to seat in where they need to be. And then mind you, on your little keeper here, it needs to line up when you put it on. Let's see, it's not lining up. Turn it a little more, a little scotch more, just a scotch. A little more, come on baby. Is it gonna line up? Oh yes, there we go. Okay, now we put the cotter pin through. It's in. All right, needle nose pliers, where'd I put them?
Over there.
There we go. All right, now, important note, make sure you press the cotter pin all the way in, because if you leave some hanging out, it will actually rub against the dust cap, and, you know, it's either going to wear a hole or just knock the dust cap off. I have seen the dust caps come back off just from rubbing. All right, big needle nose, clamp it down, and squeeze the ends down so they don't touch the dust cap either. Squeeze them down as far as you can get them. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And don't smash your fingers, it'll hurt. Okay. Then you take a big'em socket that just happens to fit the Chinese dust cap. I know, shocker. Made in China. Imagine that. Shocker. I know, I was appalled. I was shocked. All right. Socket on. Make sure it's seated. There we go. Okay. Now we go get the caliper. Okay. We got the caliper. The 2 bolts with the lock washers. Caliper goes on. Don't hit your head on the bumper. Put the caliper on. Important note, bleeder screw up. Put the bolts in from the back. Line them up. And important note, there's no brake pads in it right now. Start them in. Line up. Come on. You want to go in there? Well, make this easier. How about that? Where we can see what's going on here. What in the wide world of sports? Well, I think I see what's going on. Hold. Let's see. We have to remove the clips. 3/8 wrench. Take the all-important brake pad keepers out. They were actually holding the rotor. I think in the box they got bent a little extra. Because I don't think they should be bent down quite that far. I'm sure shipping and handling, I'm sure they were just as easy on it as they could be. No problem. Let's try this again. That one fits. Let's see about this one. Oh yeah, much better with the clips loose. Now, ratchet. And there are shims that goes with this kit that you got to put in, but I like just snugging it up to get my baseline for the calipers just before we, oh yeah, look, she's hitting. Yep, she's gonna need some shims. Ain't even got it tight yet and it's hitting. So let's see. Is it hitting on top? Oh, it's hitting top and bottom. So we'll go ahead and remove these. Drop it. Drop down too.
You got the dropsies.
I do. Butterfingers. Okay. I'm gonna have to take the gloves off to hold the shims. There's no way I'm gonna be able to hold a 10,000 shim. Actually, these are 30s. The 10s over there. I'm gonna start with the 30s. One for the top and one for the bottom. And what I'm gonna do to make life a little bit easier, well, break it loose first. Loosen the caliper back up to finger tight and put one shim in at a time. Don't take the whole caliper off and try to put the shim in. Just put one. Drop that one. Okay. 130,000 shim in. Now we'll go for the bottom. One shim in on the bottom. Don't hit the bumper. And let's try this again. Ooh, still sound sounds bad. Ain't tight yet, but it still sounds bad. Rotor don't sound straight. Chinese him. Alright, see what we got. Oh, I'm gonna say that's the tolerance in a rotor, Shadow. That rotor's not straight. So we're gonna put a 10,000 shim behind it because I can see the front. I still got a lot of space. So I got two 10,000s here. What we're going to do is we're going to add them on top of the 30 to give us a total of 40,000s. And 40,000s ought to give us enough run out because the rotor's got a 1 or 2 thousandths wobble in it. And we're going to try to see if we can get that cleaned up by spacing it. We're just going to space it out and do the best we can to achieve the rotor not hitting. Now the hard part will be to put a spacer in here and keep the one that's already in there also. Almost guaranteed to drop one of these. Yep, dropped one. Alright, got that one started. Both of them are in there. Now for the bottom one. Let me grab it. 10 thousandths, so we'll have a total of 40 thousandths. Imagine that, got both of them in there. Better go out and play me a lottery ticket here. Okay. Just snug it up. We're not torquing it down right now. We're just making sure that we've taken care of the rubbing. Oh, yeah.
Look at that.
40 thousandths. Okay. 40 thousandths is what it needed. And the brake pads are just these simple ones. And I know it's a joke on Facebook, but somebody posted a picture that somebody actually installed them this way. I know it's a joke, but I'm sure somebody out there somewhere has done that. So you want the brake pad material towards the rotor side. So go in just like that. The other one slides in. There you go. Okay. Brake pads are in. And now these little clips that are bent, we got to put them on. Yeah, they're bent a little extra, but they're only going to go down so far because of the brake pad. All right. There you go.
Here's a little up close.
So there's the disc brake conversion. Here's all the parts you get left over, not the radiator cap. And we're changing the radiator on the car, but there's the parts you're left over with when you take the drums off the front. So
Man, that looks so much better.
now we have to put brake lines on it, which all the metal brake lines on this car, front and rear, have snapped off. Every one I've touched is snapped off. So the whole car is going to get all new brake lines run now that we're doing this. So, all right. Thanks for watching. And overall, I would give this kit a pretty good rating. I know it's Chinesium, but converting an old car to disc brakes, they sure do make it easy. So, all right. Thanks for watching. And as always, thank you, Lord. Thank you for today.